After the piano follows Lance, who teeters between following the destructive, alcoholic and drug-addictive path of his parents, and achieving the success that his musical genius deserves.
When talking with Quentin Mack about After the Piano, he stated, "Filming as an art form, it's been around over 100 years, it's one of the most time-tested outlets for director to convey a message to his audience. This is what Quentin Mack was trying to convey in his latest film project entitled After the Piano."
After the Piano explores a journey of human emotion, through the main protagonist Lance's point of view, while be surrounded in an environment of uncertainties, and lack of clarity as he battles his own demons, and searches for his moral compass. A lot of the thesis, as we explore the inner workings of the protagonist's mind and thought process, is based solely on the premise that a lot of the traditional character story introduction is abandoned and is shown without introduction or explanation, as Quentin is trying to make it a transcendent journey of human emotions from the moment Lance is introduced to the audience.
The supporting women characters in the film play a central theme around Lance's cognitive journey of self-discovery as well as self-doubt. It was about being a visual companion and utilizing the laws of polarity to be an emotional vessel to Lance. As these characters helped conceptualize the trajectory of Lance's mental roller coaster the experiences through the film. Lance's mother is not a character without controversy. Struggle with an eating disorder, and the exploration of issues of body image and femininity in contemporary culture.
Lance's mother and father play integral roles in Lance's trauma and personal demons that encounters.
Lance's mother, Helena, was a vegetarian, and an accomplished violinist, and was brought up in Europe around images of saints and martyrs, with the fact that you apparently achieve certain level of spirituality, through fastening and strict discipline. When Helena moved to the States, in her teenage coming-of-age years, she abandoned this discipline and training and adapted to a more westernized way of living, which led her to become dependent on cocaine and other narcotics. She admits this phase of her life was filled of meaningful relationships with men, but it changed when she met Lance's father, Octavio, and redeveloped her passion for violin, as Octavio was an accomplished and classically trained pianist. Octavio grew up under a cloud of racism and scrutiny, being a black pianist as man of his stature that was a novelty in the world of classical music, and contributed to a lot of the breakdowns and violent vulnerability that Octavio displayed, often at the unhonored expense of his wife Helena.
Quentin stated, when in the production phase of a project, he often thinks about the pulse, and what the narrative going is on in the public domain, in the context of the conversation being had around the news, and media, and how that correlates to realm of what is taking place, in his screenplay, during that moment and time.
Within the Lance's realm of After the Piano, we witness Lance suffer a multitude of misfortunes, related to family, friends, employment, financial woes, drug and alcohol issues, while looking after his elderly grandmother, while portraying an image to those around him and to the public, that he is full of vigor and exuberance.
Quentin has casted Lance, in the context of an emotional vulnerable musician, using his natural abilities and vices as therapy to masquerade his loneliness and inner demons, as if he was lost in outer space, just trying to get back home. As he brings the audience along for the ride on his journey, Quentin focused on themes and elements that were only of the utmost importance in Lance's environment, as he focused on the use of colors, symbolic gestures and hues as vortexes of communication throughout the film, as would a method actor in developing yourself in the world of the actor, the way Shakespeare does.
Quentin applies the same quantity of engagement in the scope of Lance's journey, as he would if Lance was wandering aimlessly, through a 16th-century allegorical play, as Quentin has made the foundation, and trademark of his films, as a having or underlining allegorical meaning, and purpose, whereas within a Lance, the characteristics, flaws and attributes is such that the viewer can drag and drop their own experiences of relatability into Lance's world, and feel right at home with what Lance is experiencing. It's a stimulatory access, it's important for there to be a characteristic closest to, where the viewer can create an emotional component, to the main character, or it just simply becomes a fruitless caricature, and stagnant expression and posturing.
When creating the production team for After the Piano, Quentin assembled Lisandro R. Vazquez and Henry La Cruz as the cinematographers with the intention of creating the visuals, in a way through the view of surround vision, to give the viewer bird's-eye view, along with utilizing panoramic shots, establishing the main protagonist in a basic psychological way. What is there a need for the protagonist's actions, as if he wandering through this vast questioning, his purpose about losing his parents, having constant flashbacks as a child, throughout the movie even before he actually lost, as if he was casting himself as lonely figure out there, and became an exploration of Roman mythology, in a new to return home. Lance, who brags and postures for most of the film, suddenly becomes a symbol for the audience to root, joining the protagonist's internal process, that makes him more human, and symbolic in nature as the film unfolds. In addition, producers Ronald L. Kaplan, Leonardo Lopez, Andrew Otolia and script supervisor Ina Jatari brought a lot of versatility and conceptual insight to the project.
It is during this stage, where we see Quentin slowly begin to forego the traditional story themes and plots and begin to utilize a lot of the principles and structure of his film idol Stanley Kubrick, whom he studied ineptly since the inception of his career. Stanley Kubrick is also known for his work in A Clockwork Orange and Eyes Wide Shut. It is here where he begins to apply what he has learned from manipulation of a protagonist, and kind of went for something more than a traditional character study, by recognizing the authority Jonathan Benzis' powerful on-screen portray of Lance, and yet its viewers were putting themselves in that position, unknowingly exposed with Lance's vortex throughout the film.
This is by design, as Quentin says, there's a singularity to the ignition, although the visuals, musical score and tempo in alignment of the characters, or in this case, Lance's expression, and the way he responds physically and emotionally is the purest act of someone being in their natural habitat, as if he was sitting out on a glacier. If you could, you can teleport him in the middle of the wilderness, in the Amazon jungle, and the Lance's instinctive reflexes would becoming more like the form of traditional theater than are on a full set. It was important to Quentin to draw from narrative and visual inspiration in order to convey his vision for the Jonathan Bezianis, to bring Lance's character to life. Jonathan and Quentin talked in depth during the pre-production process, and realized a lot of similarities between the protagonist Lance, whom he was playing, and his real-life trial and tribulations as a musician. It was the perfect storm, as the Jonathan Bezianis was tailor-made for the role of the protagonist in After the Piano.
Another major influence on Quentin's directing style is Alejandro Jodorowsky, most well known for his extreme and unorthodox techniques and portrayals of human nature, society, as well as exploring and questioning spirituality and religion cinematically. His film The Holy Mountain is among his most well-known work, and had a major influence on Quentin when he viewed The Holy Mountain for the first time.
The influence of Mozart and the Mona Lisa are symbolically present during the film, as each represents a gesture of enlightenment and measuring rod for the many puzzles and obstacles on Lance's journey on. As Lance was taught classical Mozart by his father when was young, and the Mona Lisa represents finding the key to serenity moving forward, as Lance views his mother as the perfect impression and a haunting enigma of mystery and unanswered questions. When you follow our protagonist Lance, does he keeps his inner sanctity to overcome the odds, to try to maximize his potential, or does he fall prey to the vices and negative influences of Miami, Florida? After the Piano explores themes of allegorical, cathartic and human vulnerability, while maneuvering, through multiple vices of the protagonist's environment through multiple motifs, of transcend benevolence, that will transport the viewers into a compelling cinematic experience. So watch After the Piano with an open ear and eye, as After the Piano is working with multiple inner city and outreach programs to encourage more youth to partake in classical and contemporary music, literature and arts outlets, in an effort to bring more continuity in our inner cities throughout America.
Hey, it's Jonathan Bezianis here. I play the role of Lance in After the Piano.
What's up, family? My name is Connell Spain.
Hey everyone, so my name is Brian. I also go by True Reason, True or Reason. I was in the After the Piano cast.
Hi, it's Art LaCruz, Henry LaCruz. I was the DP.
I'm Ronald Kaplan. I'm one of the producers on After the Piano and also a member of the cast and crew.
Hi, my name is Jasenia Ivy and I'm a professional singer and actress.
My name is Leonardo. I go by Ron Royce. I'm a film producer.
Hi, my name is Ina Gitari and I was a part of the crew and cast on After the Piano.
Hi, my name is Maria Kilman and I am an actress and I am blessed and honored to play the role of Alice.
Hi, my name is Anna Bogamazova, or Anya for Friends and Family, and I am playing Liliani in the web series called After the Piano.
I'm Olga Bespalenka. I'm playing Helena, Lance's mother.
Hello, my name is Christopher Bezianis, and in the film After the Piano, I play Lance's younger self.
My experience on the set was amazing. There was such dedicated cast and crew.
Lance in After the Piano is a really troubled kid. You know, he grew up with both parents being a little crazy, both parents being addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol.
With the great director, Q. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate the team.
It was an amazing script. It was an amazing walk through the whole entire scene that he gave me in literally one day, because I was literally in a role that I played at the last minute due to nobody's fault but my own, of course.
So yeah, man, I mean, it was a good experience working with Quentin and all our cast and crew.
I truly had an amazing time and experience and honor to work alongside with many men and women, cast and crew, who worked on After the Piano.
And he works in the music space. You know, Lance is a pianist. He's a music producer, and I relate to him as well because outside of this, I'm also a songwriter and an executive producer myself.
It was a remarkable experience for me to work with such talented, dedicated, professional, supportive team.
Working on set for After the Piano was a really amazing experience. I am very grateful to Quentin for inviting me to work with him.
I just want to say that I had an amazing time on set. Everyone, from the actors to the crew to the tech, were very professional and very experienced.
My overall experience with everything was amazing. I couldn't have asked for better. And during the film sessions, they handled it so professionally.
And it's been such a wonderful experience because every single person who works on this project is super passionate about what they do.
I've had the privilege of working on After the Piano as a makeup artist alongside producer Ron Royce and director Q.
All the cast was professional, director was professional, everyone who helped out was professional. And again, I'm very appreciative of the opportunity.
I'm so grateful to Quentin for such amazing opportunity being part of this film.
We had a dedicated team who cared about the entire project.
But After the Piano, it's a great film. I love Quentin. Quentin is an amazing director. Love all of the cast and crew, being on set.
And this is my first time working with Quentin Max, the director and writer, and I hope it's not my last because I learned so much from him on set.
Really were very dedicated. They gave everything they had, as I did.
So it was great working with you guys, cast and crew. You guys all rock. You guys are cool, man.
We are making the magic happen because South Florida is known for many things, but not filmmaking, and we are making a film in South Florida with local talents only.
We picked up the actual actor, the main actor, in my friend's car, and we were basically going to take him to the studio. We asked him where he wanted to go, we took him to the studio.
Everybody was so understanding and patient. It was just amazing.
To play such controversial and challenging character, destructive, alcoholic, and drug addictive personality, it was fun and challenging at the same time.
We'll begin to see hope and start to think that there's still a chance for them to turn around from the destructive paths they might be on.
And it was a great experience. I got to see the cast was very lively, very enthusiastic, very determined. Everybody worked hard. Quentin and Ronald and everybody did an amazing job at organizing this, keeping everything together, keeping everything structured, solid.
For all the viewers out there, thank you so much. I highly encourage you to watch After the Piano.
It is so much fun. You know, I really do enjoy it. I can't wait for you guys to see the final product, the finishing product.
And I'm telling you, this is going to be a great opportunity for people to see a great film.
There's an added twist and mystery and unexplained certain things that you'll have to see and make your own decisions.
It was a lot of fun working with everybody on set. Everybody was very involved. Everybody knew their job and they were doing it accordingly.
It was like really amazing, and I really enjoyed being on set all the time.
I really hope and wish you all enjoy After the Piano, because I enjoyed playing Liliani and I enjoyed working on the project. Thank you.
I encourage everyone to take the time and watch After the Piano, and stay tuned for more.
And setting an amazing foundation, and I couldn't be more grateful, and I'm excited to see the film.
So you will just have to watch the film to find out. So, see you at the movies.
And again, you know, I play Lance, one of the main characters, and my name is Jonathan Bizianis. Over and out.
And that being my first acting job, they completely passed my expectations, and I can't wait to see the finishing product.
And say thank you. You guys are in for a treat. And have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.
So in closing, I'm proud to be a part of the award-winning After the Piano. Thank you.
Thank you, Quentin, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your amazing project.
So I encourage everyone to watch After the Piano. Thank you.
From us here in After the Piano, we say thank you and stay tuned for more.